When I told the universe I was broke, they sent me all the answers. I said, look, I'm broke. I just got audited. My money tight. My money funny. My credit won't get it. My change is strange. I got $19 in savings. I got $10 in checking. I got $30 to my name. I need $20 for gas, and I ain't got access to it. I quit being the old me. You know what I want to start with before you guys start hitting me with these letters? I want y'all to know that wealth is quiet. Wealth is quiet. And what do I mean by wealth is quiet? Well, broke people make a lot of noise when it comes to their money. And I know because I used to be one, right? I thought I had to have the rims on my car. I thought I had to have, the diamonds on my wrist. I thought I had to have, the designer clothes on. And then what I realized is that wealth is actually quiet. Zuckerberg wears the same jeans and shirt every day. And he probably got that from Steve Jobs, who wore the same blue jeans every day and black shirt every day for all his keynote addresses. Wealth is quiet. Broke people always feel like they have to show you that they have something because broke people need validation that they're not broke. But the reason they're broke is because they need validation. So they buy things to impress people who don't care about them anyway. And that's why they end up in that same situation. So the first thing we got to understand is wealth is quiet. It amazes me when I see people they'll Google somebody's net worth. Oh, such and such is actually worth more than such and such. And I remember there was a verses, right, with Jeezy and Gucci Man. Y'all don't know this, but I can be a little hood sometimes. Everybody was looking at Jeezy's net worth and talking about what Gucci's worth. And Jeezy made a valuable point. And a lot of people don't know this. You really can't calculate a wealthy person's net worth because the stuff that they invest in isn't on Google. And if they invest, they use a trust to do it. So when you pull up somebody's $10 million, that's not necessarily their net worth because you don't know what's in my trust fund and what I've used to protect the fact that I do own all these assets, because the name of the game in the wealth industry is own nothing but control everything. I don't know if y'all know that. So wealth is quiet. So while y'all sitting out here looking up people's net worth and thinking just because some blog posted what somebody had and how much their house and stuff is worth, do y'all know that's usually coming from a broke person who does not even understand what it means to be wealthy? Because wealth is quiet. Own nothing, control everything. And your net worth will start to take quantum leaps. See, if you broke and you got to buy the jewelry, and you got to have a house, and you got to have the cars, and you got to have designer clothes. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. And I'm not saying I'm going to dress like Steve Jobs and have on the same jeans and shirt every time I hit the stage. But your net worth will start taking quantum leaps and just stay in your lane and do whatever makes you comfortable. Now, I know a lot of guys with fancy cars and fancy clothes, and I got my toys. You know what I mean? Y'all, those that know me have seen it. I collect classic cars, and I got my toys. And I'm not knocking people that have expensive cars and nice clothes. I'm saying wealth is quiet, and don't you go out here and try to buy things you can't afford just to appease a bunch of broke people. It's all about you going on a quest. I want you to go on a quest. And here's why I say a quest. See, a quest already has longevity attached to it. See, if you're going on a journey or a mission to get wealthy, that's quick. That means, I'm gonna go on this quick mission, and if it don't work, I'm gonna come back and start another mission. And I'm going to go on this quick journey, and if it don't work, I'm going to turn around. See, I decided a long time ago, I'm going to go on a quest for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I'm going to go on a quest to increase my IQ. I'm going to go on a quest to raise my quotient. See, I'm going to talk about IQ in a second, but when you go ahead and establish, you know what? This money game is a quest that I'm on. I'm thirsting for knowledge. I'm thirsting for information. I'm glad that I didn't learn everything overnight, so I can go through some stuff and go through some fires so that money, when it does come my way, I have a high enough IQ to know what to do with it. See, think about mindset, transformation, and money as a quest, not a journey or a mission. And then you won't get so frustrated with all the things that happen to you on your quest for knowledge to increase your quotient. This is what y'all got to remember. If nothing else, the quarantine should have told you something. The quarantine should have gave you a good wake-up call. A lot of people don't know this, but I actually increased my income by an extra 6 figures the first 3 months of the quarantine. Can y'all believe that? An extra 100,000 plus on top of what I was already making happened during the quarantine. Why? Because my IQ, my quotient, my IQ, my intelligence said, if people are going to be at home and jobs are laying people off and the future is somewhat uncertain and it's going to affect our quality of life, why don't we help more people work from home so that they don't have to take a dip in income? They get all the tax advantages, because believe it or not, the government and those stimulus checks and the PPP loans and all that, even though it may be forgivable and some of it may seem like free money, all they're gonna do is make up for it on the back end and raise your taxes over time to get all that free money back. Somebody has to pay for all the checks that went out. So if taxes are going up, why don't we open a home-based business during the quarantine so that if this thing doesn't shake out the way we want it to shake out, we can give people the tax deductions of something they already have, which is a house or apartment. They're already quarantined, so they're already at home, but they need to make money because they're losing their jobs. Inflation is sky high because companies cannot afford to take a hit when less people come in, so they got to increase their prices. My IQ said, ramp up your home-based business and teach people how to open a home-based business and teach people how to save, make, and grow money from home during the quarantine. See, I went on a quest for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding a long time ago. And I didn't get it overnight, but I went on a quest, not a journey, not a trip, right? Not a mission. I went on a quest. So now I can speak about money freely because I lost $1 million a long time ago because I didn't ask the right questions. Brian, how you lose $1 million? Oh, it's easy. Didn't keep good receipts, didn't keep good records, didn't have the right corporation set up, kept my business in my name. They audited me. All I had was my social insecurity number because I was a sole proprietor. I didn't ask my CPA the right questions. I didn't keep the right records. I didn't know the consequences. I know that starts with a C, but it's a Q in there. I didn't know the consequences of not keeping good records, so I got audited for every quarter for like 5 years. Oh yeah, the government needed to see January to April, May to August, September to December. They needed to see every quarter on all my back taxes because I didn't ask the right questions. But it's okay. It's okay. Because I went on a quest for knowledge after that. And I understood. Then I thought it was the worst thing in the world that ever happened to me. Brian, how you lose $1 million? Well, easy. You start paying current taxes. You do a deal with the government and start paying your back taxes. And then in your deal, you got to stay current on your quarterly future taxes. Oh, it's easy to go through a meal ticket. Quick. So what I want you guys to do is treat your mind and money, give it an extension. Treat it like a quest, and you'll start thinking about it more long term. You understand what I'm saying? And quit buying things you can afford to look good for people who don't care about you anyway. Quit that quickly during your quest. Increase your IQ when it comes to knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And don't be afraid of the money game. Don't be afraid to ask people who are making 10 and 20, 30 times what you make. Don't be afraid to ask questions. See, it's your ego and your pride that's going to keep you broke. Your current situation should be a Q. That should be a little Q. Now, I think Q is spelled C-U-E, but somebody on the screen put Q-U-E. But we're going to go with it because it sounds like a Q anyway. I don't know if y'all know that, but as an English major, I have to tell you that Q and U are married. They go together. So every Q word has a U attached to it. So this should be a Q. Whether it's C-U-E or Q-U-E, this should be a Q. How does your current situation look? How long has it looked that way? And if you keep doing what you've been doing, will your future look just like your present? That was a sign or a cue to me that I needed to do something different so my next 10 years would not look like my last 10 years. That was a cue. In other words, that was a sign. I wasn't meeting the status quo. Look, I was so broke. Seriously. My savings account, this was the tipping point for me. I tell people this all the time. This is how I knew I didn't want my next 10 years to be like my last. When I saw my savings account with $19 in it, right? and I saw my checking account with $11 in it. I still have the ATM receipts because I saved them, and I wrote on them "never again." Some people who real close to me know I have a little scrapbook of my journey to financial freedom and independence. $19 in savings, $11 in checking. I needed $20 one day, and I couldn't get it. Now I want y'all to figure that out. Y'all know the ATM machine, you can't get 10, right? But back then you couldn't get, I don't know what you can get now. I think you might be able to get a 10, I doubt it. But you can only get 20s. So I had 19 in savings, I had 11 in checking, and I needed $10 and didn't have access to my little, I needed $20 and didn't have access to my little $30. That day I said, I quit. It's time for me to stop being the old me. It's time for me to stop the spending habits I have. It's time for me to stop the game plan I'm on. It's time for me to start asking the right questions so I can go on this quest for knowledge, so I can increase my IQ. I listened to the cues and the signs that the universe was giving me, and I said, I quit being the current me as of right now. And I made that decision quickly. See, if you don't do anything else, guys, understand that this game of money and financial freedom and flexibility, the reason you should have a lot of questions is because, and the reason you should be okay with the fact that it's okay to have questions, is because where else do they teach this stuff? Your finance professor didn't tell you to go open a business and that a business is where you get all the tax deductions. Your finance professor told you about the bell curve. Your economic professor told you, your finance professor told you about the bell curve. Your economic professor told you about supply and demand. Nobody told you that, you know what, you need to open up a business while you're in college. You know why they didn't tell you that? Because they didn't have one. How your professor gonna tell you to do something that he or she is not doing? Why don't they spend a whole day teaching you, hey, this is how you lower your taxes. Hey, this is how you increase your credit. Hey, this is how you stay out of debt. Hey, here goes some assets. In fact, we're gonna bring in some people who are licensed to tell you about these assets. Go ahead and set up your IRA while you're young. Oh, wait a minute now, there's several types of IRAs. There's a SEP IRA. There's a simple IRA. There's a Roth IRA. You know, why aren't they telling you all of these tax codes? 401k. 501c, 403b. You know, you really want to make your money on a Schedule K. W-2 is the highest form of taxation. You want to own a 1099. Capital gains pays the least amount of taxes. Why aren't they spending a whole quarter in school teaching you that? They got Business Administration 101. Why don't they have Entrepreneurship 102? You need that. You should have a whole bunch of questions. But no, we're taught to have an ego and act like we know everything, and that's why we don't get anywhere. And by the time you start asking the right questions, you're going to feel like the clock is running out on you and it's too late. Now in your life, you're in the fourth quarter trying to do something you should have done in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. Now you're in your 50s, 60s, and 70s still trying to get it together because you didn't ask the right questions. Don't be embarrassed, man. When I told the universe I was broke, they sent me all the answers. I said, look, I'm broke. I just got audited. My money tight. My money funny. My credit won't get it. My change is strange. I got $19 in savings. I got $10 in checking. I got $30 to my name. I need $20 for gas, and I ain't got access to it. I quit being the old me. Remember, should you choose to accept this challenge and go on this quest with me, money is quiet. You don't have to tell everybody what you're making. I don't tell everybody how much income I make. People see by my lifestyle and what I do for a living. And because of what I do for a living, I sometimes have to show that I'm documented in what I do. But I know that wealth is quiet. I don't have to keep up with the Joneses because I'm on my own quest. Every single quarter, I'm checking my finances to make sure I raise my financial IQ. But I had to quit being the person that I was so I could get new results.